This appears to be a unique marine head, most likely manufactured after World War II. The lack of a clear nameplate suggests it may have been produced by one of the numerous brass foundries in the Boston area that supplied the Navy. The materials seem to be yellow brass and monel, durable materials often used in marine applications due to their corrosion resistance. Given its design, it is possibly a type Roman II head. These types typically use a standard 3-inch flange for connection to the waste system. Due to its rarity, finding exploded views or detailed diagrams will likely prove difficult. Additional photographs could help in identifying specific features while manufacturing details. When considering disassembly, proceed with caution, especially if the unit has been in place for a considerable period. Corrosion can seize fasteners and damage components during removal. It is generally advisable to assess the condition of the visible parts before attempting any invasive procedures. Take detailed pictures of the assembly before you start. This will assist you with reassembly and help you if you need to fabricate any parts. If any fasteners are seized, penetrating oil can be useful but allow sufficient soaking time for it to work effectively. Heat can also be applied to free up corroded parts, but exercise extreme caution, particularly with brass components, as excessive heat can alter the metal's properties. Consider the potential for hazardous materials within the unit. Older plumbing systems sometimes contain lead-based sawdust or asbestos gaskets. If you suspect the presence of these materials, take appropriate safety precautions, including wearing respiratory protection and following local regulations for handling hazardous waste. Before disconnecting the marine head, ensure that the water supply is shut off to prevent flooding. If connected to a holding tank, properly empty and ventilate the tank to minimize odors and potential hazards. When disconnecting the waste line, be prepared for residual sewage. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and eye protection, and have absorbent materials readily available to contain any spills. If possible, try to identify the manufacturer or any markings on the unit. Even partial markings can provide clues to its origin and potential design specifications. Online forums or antique plumbing specialists might be able to offer further insights. Consider the purpose of the disassembly. If you are simply trying to restore the unit, focus on gentle cleaning and repair of any damaged components. If you are planning a complete overhaul, carefully document each step to ensure proper reassembly. Pay close attention to the location and orientation of any seals, gaskets, or washers. These components are crucial for preventing leaks and ensuring proper function. When handling brass fittings, avoid using excessive force, as brass is relatively soft and can be easily damaged. Use appropriately sized wrenches to prevent rounding off the corners of nuts and bolts. If you encounter any unusual or unfamiliar components, research their function before attempting to remove them. Some marine heads incorporate specialized valves or mechanisms that require specific handling. Before removing any internal parts, carefully inspect their condition. Look for signs of wear, corrosion, or damage. These observations can help you determine which parts need to be replaced or refurbished. Consider the availability of replacement parts. Due to the age and rarity of the unit, finding exact replacements may be challenging. However, some parts may be interchangeable with those from other marine heads, or you may be able to fabricate custom replacements. When cleaning the brass components, avoid using harsh chemicals or abrasive cleaners. These can damage the finish and accelerate corrosion. Mild soap and water, or specialized brass cleaners, are generally sufficient for removing dirt and grime. After cleaning, thoroughly rinse the parts with fresh water and allow them to dry completely before reassembling. If any of the components are heavily corroded, consider using a descaling solution to remove the corrosion. Follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully and wear appropriate protective gear. When reassembling the unit, use new gaskets and seals to ensure a watertight connection. Apply a small amount of marine-grade grease to the threads of any fasteners to prevent corrosion and facilitate future disassembly. Tighten the fasteners to the appropriate torque specifications. Over-tightening can damage the components, while under-tightening can result in leaks. After reassembly, test the unit thoroughly to ensure that it is functioning properly. Check for leaks, proper flushing action, and smooth operation of all moving parts. If you encounter any problems, retrace your steps and carefully inspect the assembly for any errors. Consider having the unit professionally inspected and serviced. A qualified marine plumber or antique plumbing specialist can identify any potential problems and ensure that the unit is functioning safely and efficiently. Properly dispose of any waste materials generated during the disassembly and repair process. Follow local regulations for the disposal of hazardous waste, such as lead-based solders or asbestos gaskets. Keep a detailed record of the disassembly and repair process, including photographs, notes, and receipts for any replacement parts. This record will be valuable for future maintenance or repairs. By following these guidelines, you can safely and effectively disassemble, repair, and restore this vintage marine head, preserving a piece of maritime history. Remember, safety is paramount when working with old plumbing fixtures.